everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're here for the first time, hi there. My name is Jeanna. I am a former musical theater performer turned self-love and perfectionism coach. I make videos over here about unapologetic self-care, holistic wellness, failure, boundaries, and now that I am pregnant, I will be making more videos about my pregnancy. Right now I am about 14 weeks and 2 days, something like that. Just getting into my second trimester and I'm so excited about it. So this will be my first child. I am 31 right now, and prior to this, just to give you a little bit of backstory, I was on birth control, the pill actually, for about 15 years, and I got off the pill about, I want to say, like a year and a half before me and my husband started trying for a child. So it gave me a little bit of time to kind of balance my hormones and figure out if my body needed to cleanse itself, get all of the hormones from the pill out of my body so that I can kind of figure out what my symptoms were for hormone balancing. I'll share some resources though with you. This is a book that really helped me with figuring out my hormones and rebalancing them. The Taking Charge of Your Fertility book by Toni Weschler. I mean, it's just a guide that you should have in your possession if you're a woman, just in general. Yes, it deals with fertility, but it also tells you how to track your cycle. It also tells you how to, like the symptoms of each phase of your cycle so that you know when you're ovulating, you know when you're about to start your period, and then the breakdown of like PMS symptoms. Super, super helpful. I'll make a video all about what I learned on my rebalancing my hormones journey. I think it's an incredibly useful book to have just in general. Another book that I don't have in front of me is called The Woman Code. That was also really good for rebalancing my hormones as well, which I definitely think helped me get pregnant. And of course, like I'm never gonna know if those resources and what I was doing during that year and a half helped, or maybe if I wouldn't have done any of that, I would have still gotten pregnant. I have no idea, but I did what I could to make sure that I could get pregnant and to really focus on my full wellness and make sure that I was taking care of myself so that I could get pregnant. Now, I wanted to share my pregnancy journey with you all so that I could inspire or give some tips to anyone else out there who is pregnant too. I know that YouTube videos that I have been watching have been incredibly helpful. So anything that I can create that can help someone else on their journey in pregnancy, I mean, is always gonna warm my heart if I can help someone else out there. So if you do like this video and you are getting benefit from it, please make sure to hit that like button and then subscribe to follow me on my entire pregnancy journey. It's gonna be fun and I will share as much as I can with you all. So what inspired this video, obviously being pregnant, but another person that inspired this video is Nicole over at Health Nut Nutrition. I follow her regularly, but when she got pregnant, she started making some really cool videos like what I eat in a day, the resources, essentials that I use for first trimester and second trimester. And then she recently made some recap videos of all of her trimesters. And I was like, you know, I'm gonna do that too. Like what worked for me, what didn't work for me, what symptoms that I had, because I thought those videos were super useful. So thank you so much, Nicole, for inspiring me over on Health Nut Nutrition. And if you're not following her, please go ahead and do that because she has so many amazing videos and a cookbook. She's just so cute. I love her. Okay, so I have my phone here because I have a lot of notes, a lot of resources. So how I found out, like I said, I was really in tune with my body from this book. So I already knew like when my ovulation phase was, what symptoms to look out for, whether it was cervical fluid, my temperature, things like that. So I was really, really in tune with my body already being off the pill and just exploring like what those feelings feel like without being on like fake hormones, basically. So that really helped me, as well as an app called Clue. It's a cycle tracking app. So it's like a circle, and it shows you when you're going to start your period and when you're going to be ovulating. I found that incredibly helpful. It was able to kind of plan ahead and see when we can start trying and when we can hold off, and when to maximize those weeks. You see all these movies or videos of people like, it's time, we have to try now all week. So that was kind of me, but we weren't super like, you know, crazy about it. I made sure to go to the gynecologist before we started trying, just to make sure everything was good down there. She, being the the recovering perfectionist that I was, she told me, it's pretty normal. It's pretty normal to not get pregnant in the first 6 months. And of course, in my mind, I was like, I'm going to do it in 3, or I'm going to do it in 1. And crazy enough, it only took 1 cycle for us to get pregnant. So I don't know if that was just me being super fertile, or the things that I had done leading up to this ovulation phase, like my healthy habits. But either way, I'll never know. But I feel like anything that you can do to make yourself healthy right now before you start trying, the better. So yeah, I definitely recommend that app. I thought it was super helpful to know exactly when to start trying, and when my ovulation phase was. So the way that we revealed my pregnancy, so I had a test in my bathroom for a while. It was just one of them, and I knew that we were going to start trying soon. I'm like blending in with my pillow. Oh jeez. It's like winter here, so I'm wearing this big puffy sweater and hiding my bump a little bit. Super cozy. Anyway, so I made sure to have a test in the bathroom. So obviously, I was telling my husband, like, okay, like I haven't had my period yet. I usually have my period. I know when I get my period. I usually have a 29-day cycle. And that was just knowing my body so well around that time. So I basically, if you hear something, that's my cat. She's being super needy today. So I was telling him, okay, like I should have started already. So it got to about like 10 days. I was about 9 or 10 days late for my period. So my husband was home from work. He works on cruise ships, so he was here, and we weren't really going anywhere. Like, we were pretty chill in the house, so we didn't really have any excuses to go anywhere, or we would just go together. We never really went anywhere separately. And I kind of just had him in the office, and I went to the bathroom and took it on my own, and just didn't tell him. And it said pregnant, and my heart was beating so fast, and I was like, I don't know if this is real. I was in so much self-doubt. So I was like, I need to take another one, but I don't have any. I only had 1 test. So the whole afternoon I was thinking, how am I going to get out of the house? How am I going to do this? Can I order this off Amazon? No, because it'll come in a box and he'll see it. How can I get a pregnancy test? How can I get these things? So all these thoughts in my head, which were hilarious thinking about it now. But I made up some excuse, like I have to go to Target and get batteries, or and he was on a call, and I was like, oh, no, I'll give you your space. I'll just leave the house and go get some things from Target really quick and be back. And he was like, okay, whatever. So I went into Target, got some more tests, took another test in the Target bathroom. There was an error, so I had to go back and take another test. I recorded this whole situation, so I'll make sure to share that in another video. But ended up doing it in the Panera Bread bathroom, which was crazy, confirming that I was pregnant, and then had to go back to Target and get like a little outfit. So I got an outfit, laid it on the bed. We were going to go out to dinner that night, which I thought was perfect timing because we could celebrate. I laid everything on the bed. He was sitting on this couch right here. Laid everything out, the 3 tests that I took, a little onesie with a little hat that said hello on it. And I walked down the hallway with my phone, and I said, babe, can you go grab my phone from the bedroom? And he was like, okay. And he walked in the bedroom, saw it on the end of the bed, and he was like, huh? His reaction was so funny. and he was just obviously so overjoyed. It wasn't much of a video or a reaction because it was kind of dark and kind of quick, but we got to celebrate that night and we just couldn't hold it in. We told our family the next day, and it was just so much fun to see their reactions. So I'll make sure to make a whole video of our reveal and post it up on this channel. So some apps that have really helped me during the first couple of weeks into my pregnancy were, was Bump, which was recommended by Nicole at Health Nut Nutrition. It tells you like what symptoms you're feeling each week and what to expect, and then a whole 3D graphic of your baby growing and of your body, which was incredibly helpful. They give you weekly emails as well for what this week entails and what sort of symptoms that you could be feeling. I found that to be so incredibly helpful because as soon as I felt a symptom, I was like, oh, I knew that was coming because I read it on my Bump app, or like, I haven't been feeling that symptom. I wonder if it'll come later on. So I definitely recommend that app because I didn't feel alone. I didn't feel so confused about my symptoms because I had already been reading so much about it. Another app that really helped me, which is actually a food tracking app. It's called My Plate. I don't really track my food. That's just not a part of my wellness journey and something that I promote to my clients. I think it can become really toxic very quickly. So I was mainly just tracking it for my macros. So I wanted to make sure that I was getting enough protein in my diet because I had been eating a lot of plant-based protein, and I had to kind of switch gears and have a lot of animal-based protein, which is what they recommend, or what a book recommends that I'll share in a second, for the most amount of protein and development for your baby. So I wanted to make sure I was tracking that because I wanted to be aware of what I was eating and what, if I was eating too much fat and I needed to lessen my fat, or, whatever. But I wasn't too anal about it. I wasn't too particular, especially in this trimester, because I will let you know that I was not feeling it. I was not feeling the vegetables. All I wanted to eat was carbs and creamy things. So yeah, I didn't track very long, but it just gave me a little bit of sense of awareness. The last app that I have is called Baby Story. So I was trying to figure out what app to use for taking photos with, and that one was my favorite one. So you pay like a little bit per month. It's like $4, but you get to use all of their stickers, which I thought was really cute. If you guys have another resource, please let me know. But I feel like now that I'm on this train, I have to be consistent. But yeah, I really love it. And I'm able to be consistent every week. And I just set up my tripod, take a photo, and yeah, it was just an easy one for me. So I'll talk about symptoms now. Some symptoms that I was feeling. Firstly, I was feeling a lot of nausea. So I never threw up at all, which I was very surprised. I asked my mom if she was, because she had 4 kids, if she experienced any nausea, and she really didn't feel much nausea. So I was kind of expecting not to as well, because our bodies are very similar, but I felt like I felt it a lot more, and I don't know if that is a sign of a certain gender, which I've heard things about, or if it's just, what I was eating, or just my body handled it a different way. So definitely nausea. And usually that was caused by things I was smelling and not necessarily food. Like I never really got turned off by food smells. It was mostly toiletries, like cleansers and really like fragranced lotions and stuff like that. I couldn't deal with really smelly things, like florally smelly things, which I thought was super weird. Because most people were like really turned off by fish or really turned off by those types of things. I was fine with fish. I had like tuna, I had salmon, and and that was completely fine for me. So yeah, I didn't throw up. Another thing that caused the nausea was extreme hunger. So I had already felt this even before being pregnant. If I get really hungry and if I don't eat, I get very nauseous or hangry as well. So I made sure that I always had a snack, and I didn't realize how intense it was until we were in the middle of Target. Target seems to be a theme here. And I looked at my husband and I said, I have to leave this store right now and I have to get a sandwich. Because sometimes we would do intermittent fasting and sometimes we would kind of skip meals or wait you know, in the morning and have like a bigger lunch and have a coffee in the morning. But I just couldn't do that. I couldn't do it. I couldn't leave the house without bringing a snack. And some of the snacks I will share right now, actually. So one of the snacks that helped me get through those like intense hunger pains or hunger like nausea was Epic bars. So this one is just the beef with sea salt and pepper, but I would get all the different flavors just to try them out. It's such a clean bar. It's gluten-free and the ingredients are just incredible. Like this is just beef, lactic acid, onion powder, garlic powder, sea salt, black pepper, and celery powder. Like literally nothing. And it would just give me that protein kick and then just hold me over. Another brand which I've talked about on my blog, a bar that I absolutely love is the Go Macro bar. I feel like it's really clean, and my favorite flavor personally is sunflower butter and chocolate. It's organic, vegan, gluten-free, and it's just a very high protein bar. So both of those I absolutely loved and always had in my purse 100% of the time. Another thing that caused me to dry heave, which is so random, was taking my vitamins. Obviously when you're pregnant, they're like, you gotta take your vitamins. You gotta take all these vitamins. And I found that I was like getting nauseous from taking them because that swallowing act just, it still does. It still turns me off. So I really have to be strategic about spacing out my vitamins and just doing something else and thinking about something else because I still get so nauseous from that. Another thing that caused nausea was eating too much. So I would have to eat immediately if I was hungry, and then I could only eat like very small meals. So I used to get like the small plates or the small bowls from our kitchen as opposed to like the bigger bowls, bigger plates. Because if I ate too much, I felt like I was also getting nauseous. So it's like, wow, okay. So much has happened. I got a snack, my cat's here, and my camera died. So I'm back to finish this video. This is Pepper, if you didn't know already. She's very needy, so FYI, she will be in and out of this video. As I was saying, I definitely wanted a lot of carbs. So like a lot of toast with butter, a lot of creamy things like pastas, cheeses. I really had a craving for cottage cheese, which was super weird. Hi, baby. You're so cute. Oh, okay, she's just gonna plop her little self right here. So yeah, I wrote a little bit of that down. A lot of beef. So I know that you should start increasing your like grass-fed beef, maybe some liver. Didn't really get into the liver, but yeah, just didn't want to do that. But I was craving a lot of carbs, a lot of like salty things. So I promote a healthy lifestyle. However, I was definitely hitting up that Chick-fil-A drive-thru and getting some waffle fries a lot of the time. And that's okay. I mean, your body is craving those salty things. So I tried to eat as best that I could, but I just could not eat raw vegetables. We tried to kind of mix them into pastas and had a lot of like avocado toast, things like that. So tried to keep it healthy, but definitely like saw a difference in what I was craving for sure. I did eat fish. A lot of people have an aversion to fish during their first trimester. They think that it smells disgusting and they don't want to eat it, but I actually had a fine time eating fish, like I said. And I had a craving for everything bagels. Chick-fil-A French fries, and everything bagels. Don't ask me why. I think it was just that saltiness of the bagels and the fries. I don't know, but my body was craving it, so I filled that. Another thing that helped me with nausea was sparkling water. So I know that a lot of people get like ginger tea or peppermint tea. I did not, even though it's like the dead of winter, I did not want any hot beverages. I wanted cold, ice cold water. I wanted sparkling water, anything with fruit in it. I really had a craving for that orange flavored, like blood orange, sparkling water from Whole Foods that I would get sometimes, but that was the only way that I could drink a ton of water, because they need you to be very hydrated during your pregnancy. So I definitely upped my water. This is the one that I would usually get from Whole Foods, just a 6-pack of these, and then I would take this to work or just drink it when I was not feeling well. That really, really helped me. And then to up my water, along the same vein, I usually carried a mason jar with a straw in it, but I found that it was kind of hard to carry, and especially around work, and we're always moving, and I just was really scared of dropping it all the time. So I ended up getting this from Target. It is by the brand Reduce, and it has this nice big handle. I was a little worried about a handle. I was like, no, it's kind of aggressive, but it's actually been so helpful. So helpful to have a handle, because I was thinking, you know, in the future when I breastfeed, I'm gonna have one hand available, so this is perfect. I can hold it like this too, underneath, and have it like this. Also, the top of it has this straw opening. It comes with the straw. It has this opening here, and you can drink it like a couple of different ways. Stainless steel on the inside. Yeah, I just love it, and this definitely helps me drink a lot of water. I think this is like 1.18 liters, so 2 of these or 2.5 of these a day, and you're like good to go. When it came to nausea and like the foods and drinks that I used, I definitely had some ginger chews, which I'll show you. I had them in this little mason jar, and they're just the Gingins brand, the ginger people. I don't know if you can see that. I'm not good at this. Let's see. There it is, the Gingins brand. I really liked it because I could just pop it in my mouth. It was chewy, it was sugary. It wasn't like hot, like I didn't want those hot beverages, so that was not going to be helpful for me. So I loved having these in my bag, as well as the sparkling water. And then a couple of things that helped as well was some peppermint tea at night if I was feeling a little bit bloated or a little bit nauseous, but this didn't really help me with my nausea. It helped me just digest my food properly and be less bloated and just not feeling well. That's pretty much it for nausea. Another thing that I really didn't find appealing at all, which was incredibly surprising to me and my husband, was coffee. I did not want coffee. I didn't want to smell it. I didn't want to taste it. I didn't want anything to do with coffee. And if you guys know me at all, I'm obsessed with coffee. I love it so much. We have this beautiful Nespresso machine. I think it's like right there, with a frother. We have all these espresso pods, and I was pretty devastated when I just could not stand coffee. My husband would make it and I'd be like, get that away from me. So I didn't want any hot beverages. And then towards the end of my first trimester, I started to get a lot of matcha lattes because I still wanted a little bit of a warm beverage when it was really cold outside. So I'd get the one from Starbucks, but I also would get, oh gosh, I would also get this one from Whole Foods. It's the Rishi brand. And it has a little bit of sweetness in it, but you can make it iced and you can make it hot. So I ended up getting that just to have on hand. In my second trimester, I have started drinking coffee again, slowly, and it's only half calf. So that aversion has gone away, which I'll talk about in another video, but it was just so interesting to me that I wanted literally nothing to do with coffee. So strange. Some other things that I was gonna say I didn't use the C-bands. I found them to be, I just don't like a lot of things on my wrist, especially since I was wearing long sleeves most of the time. I didn't like that feeling, so I did not use C-bands, and I didn't feel like my nausea was like unbearable to where I had to buy them, so I did not use those. So another symptom that I did have was headaches, and that was something that was said in the Bump app, so I was kind of prepared for it. I had quite bad headaches, like tension headaches. I couldn't figure out if they were from my sinuses or from pregnancy or from congestion, like nasal congestion, which is also a symptom. So I made sure to like blow my nose every morning, to take hot showers and get all that gunk out in the morning. That was super, super helpful for the rest of my day. And then obviously like getting a lot of rest too, that helped with just clearing out nasal congestion. But with headaches, what really helped me is obviously peppermint, and the tea was more for the bloating, but for the headaches, I use the doTERRA peppermint oil. I'm not good at this, I'm so sorry. The doTERRA peppermint oil, and I would literally just sit on the couch and just sniff it. I'd put it on my temples, the back of my neck, and just have it close to me all the time. Sometimes I would diffuse it in my diffuser over here. I don't know if you can see that. And I also have a Breathe blend from another company, but I just love doTERRA. I think they have great oils, and I do sell them. I haven't been as active with doTERRA recently because of everything else going on in my life, but I do love the brand so much, and they just have such amazing quality oils. So that was really helpful for my headaches. And then obviously, like I said, getting a ton of rest. What really helped me for getting good sleep and making sure that I was well rested, that's the word I was looking for, well rested. I have a couple things that helped me. So I have this aromatherapy pillow mist. This is like lavender oil and a couple of different calming oils like chamomile. I don't know if you can see that. So I'd spray that on my pillow. It was really nice to sniff while we're trying to go to sleep. I was super tired. That was another symptom that I had, was a lot of fatigue. So I was ready to go to bed, ready to crash by like 8:30, 9 o'clock. I kind of still am like that. One, I really enjoy my sleep in general, and two, I was so tired all of the time. And we had just moved, we were in the holidays, so I was absolutely exhausted. Another thing that I have literally had for maybe 3 or 4 years, and I've bought so many of them, is this Sage eye mask. It has this soft section on the inside. It has a little like under the eye shelf right here, and you open it up and it has a little lavender bag inside, so you can take this out, wash this whole thing, and it smells like lavender in there. I will say it's not my favorite product because the strap stretches out, so I've had to like chop off the Velcro and tie it, which is super annoying. This is my second one that I've purchased. And I'm just like not very impressed with the band, but the overall eye mask part is so relaxing. You put it on and you feel like you're warm, you're comforted. It just really, really helped me go to sleep. Also, we have a air purifier in there in the bedroom. The brand is called Levoit. We got that off of Amazon. And then also some earplugs if I was really not wanting to go to sleep. I had a little bit of trouble going to sleep in the beginning of the first trimester, but eventually I figured out my groove. And then at the end of this trimester, I really didn't get comfortable in the bed, so I had to start putting a pillow in between my legs, and that helped a lot. I also got up to pee a lot. I noticed that because I was drinking a lot of water, I was constantly having my sleep interrupted to get up to pee. So that was really frustrating. It's only gonna get worse. I know it is. So it hasn't really affected how well rested I am recently, but in the beginning I was like, whoa, like I definitely am waking up a lot in the middle of the night. My last symptom, I would say, would be, which is pretty standard, my boobs. They hurt so bad. And most of the time in the house, I just didn't wear a bra at all. But the one that I have on right now, I will show you another color that I have. I work for Lululemon as a key leader, and so I have a lot of Lululemon products. This is just a little bralette that I got. This is a blue color. I also have a nude one on, and then I have a black one that I've been wearing for my bump photos. But it's just super comfortable, and I will be definitely buying new and more bralettes in the near future because they're just getting bigger and hurting and are very sore. So I will need something very comfortable that can grow with me throughout all my trimesters. So stay tuned for that because I'll be buying new bralettes and I will be sharing that. So moving on to feelings. So Nicole in Health Nut Nutrition kind of talked a little bit about this, but I was really feeling a lot of depression, like a lot of sadness. I know a lot of people have a lot of weird mixed feelings in the beginning of pregnancy. I didn't. We were kind of in the middle of the holidays, so I was feeling like quite happy and quite excited, and then we were obviously announcing to everybody, so that was exciting. And we were moving and I just started a new job. But I think what I was mostly feeling was a lot of like doubt, a lot of like, no way, like I don't think this is happening. This doesn't feel real. I don't feel pregnant. Especially in the beginning, I was like, I don't feel any different. I don't look any different. I'm just feeling like these random symptoms. And I had just gotten my gallbladder out. So it was like, you know, I was used to feeling weird symptoms like that. But yeah, it was a lot of uncertainty, a lot of doubt, and then it started to move into fear, like, oh man, like I have to actually push this out of my body. This is gonna feel so weird. You know, how is it gonna be? Is it gonna hurt really bad? Which is pretty normal feelings to have even before you're pregnant, which is definitely what I was feeling. But just know you're not alone in that. If you are feeling that way, it's definitely very normal. And what really helped with that is doing a lot of research and that bump app. So like if I knew that these symptoms were coming up and I knew that that was something that I was going to be experiencing, I felt a lot more relief because I was like, oh, I know that this is supposed to happen and my body's doing it. So it's normal. I didn't feel as scared or as fearful for if something was wrong. When I was very tired, I watched a lot of movies, a lot of shows, which kept me really happy. So I wasn't really feeling a lot of like negativity or depression. I was actually really excited to be pregnant because I've been waiting for so long. You know, I'm 31. Most of my friends and I guess friends from home, not really like performer people, but a lot of my friends have already had their kids, and it's just a life that I've wanted for a really long time. So I've been anxiously awaiting this day or this period of my life, and it's really exciting. It's really, I'm very, very excited. I'm going to be completely obsessed with my baby and never stop watching it, never stop looking at it. And I recently had some thoughts while I was in my bed, just contemplating life, and I just think it's so crazy how your body just completely takes over this process. And being a recovering perfectionist and wanting to take control, like we all want to take so much control over our lives and over our bodies, but the fact that we have to completely release that and let go of that experience and just let your body do its thing. It knows exactly what to do at the exact right time. And I just think that is so incredibly beautiful, and our bodies are so powerful and smart, and just, it's a miracle. It's basically a miracle. That's how I feel about it. But yeah. I think also with knowing my body a lot and knowing the process of birth and doing a lot of research, it helped me to understand my body, and I think that fear went away of giving birth. It's like, what can I do to help the process? What can I do to, you know, decrease the labor time, blah, blah, blah. And I think that really helped subside a lot of my fears behind the birth process. So it was, yeah. So when it comes to movement, in the first part of my first trimester, I did not want to do anything. Like I said, I was very tired. I did not want to get up off the couch. So I also had just had my gallbladder removed, so I was still healing from that, and I hadn't worked out in like 2 weeks because they say you shouldn't do anything rigorous, and then I hadn't really been working. So this was such a weird experience to go from like gallbladder removal, healing from that, moving, being off work, going straight into pregnancy. It was super strange because I felt like I hadn't moved my body properly in a very long time. So of course, like, you want to go work out and you want to do those things, but you feel like you can't possibly because you're so tired and you're just nauseous and just not feeling it. So I did a couple of bar classes just when I was feeling it. If I was really inspired to do something, that's what I would do. Or I would do like a daily stretch, a few yoga poses, and then we mostly just went on outdoor walks. I think that was the best thing that I could do for myself, and that's what a lot of people recommend doing, is just going on a lot of walks, especially outside. Get that fresh air, and it helps with a lot of the nausea symptoms and any sort of aches and pains that you're having. So I'll definitely be continuing my walks, but yeah, in this trimester, I'm hoping to do a little bit more movement. I'm sorry, this lighting is so terrible. It's rainy and disgusting outside. Another thing that is super weird about my pregnancy during this time is COVID is happening. So, like, nobody's doing anything. Nobody's really going out a lot. I'm not going out a lot, obviously, because I am at risk. I'm at a high risk. And then the vaccines are starting to happen, which I am not going to be getting until probably after I am done with breastfeeding, which is quite a long time. So that was just a super weird thing during this time that for me to experience. But what's really helped me is connecting with other people, whether it's through our podcast, the On Stage with Wellness podcast, or with my clients, with my friends, with my family. We have a portal on our TV, which has been super helpful. So I feel like I'm talking to people all day while still giving myself that self-care and alone time that I really need to reflect. So I feel like I've been balancing it well. One thing that I haven't really liked very much is the masks, because of the nausea and because of like the congestion and headaches and breathing and all of that. I've had to really like take a lot of breaks and like take the mask down in the bathroom and just really take in some deep breaths. So I will say that has been really annoying. I wanted to share some resources that I have, 2 books in particular. So this book I had before I got pregnant because a friend of mine got it and I was so inspired to get it during her pregnancy. Excuse me. It's called Mama Natural. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, I'll link it below. The Mama Natural Week by Week Guide to Pregnancy and Childbirth. It is literally a holy grail. I cannot live without this thing. It has so much information, so many resources, and like it says, it's literally a week by week guide of what you go through, what you need to be doing, what to expect, and it's a more holistic look at pregnancy. And that is something that's very important to me, is holistic methods. So if you have not read this book and you're thinking about getting pregnant, please get this book. Please get this book. The back of it is like questions you should be asking like your midwife and stuff. What is a midwife? It goes into all of that. It talks about what sort of birthing plans you have. It even has a whole section about what if you lose your baby? Like that is real. And she touches on literally everything to do with pregnancy. So highly recommend this book. And I'll be reading that very, very soon, probably tonight. The next one, and the only other one that I have, was one that I didn't really see a lot of books like this, but I love the cover. It has so many yummy foods on the front. It's called Real Food Pregnancy. This one is by Lily Nichols, and she goes into detail about what we should be eating for what, and then goes into recipes and then like real food meal plans just to get some like nice ideas of what to eat. She has some great ideas, some great recipes. Even goes into mental and emotional health, exercise, physical recovery, supplements in the back of the book as well. I've mostly just looked at it for like food resources. Talks about high blood sugar, and how to avoid that, and high blood pressure during your pregnancy, gestational diabetes. I know that is something that is super real during your pregnancy. So this is really gonna help you, is looking at what you're eating and really eating clean foods that can help with the development of your baby as well. So that has been super helpful. Love those books. I'll go into my supplements quickly. I know this video is quite long, but I will go quickly. I have been taking a prenatal recently from Ancient Nutrition. Right there. It's a multi-prenatal, and the reason why I got it is because it has chicken bone broth and beef bone broth and bovine liver in it. And then the other one that I use is the Garden of Life raw, the raw food one. Amazing ingredients. I feel like it has so many like probiotics. It has so many natural foods, antioxidants. So I highly recommend that one as well. Another thing that we're just trying to finish up, we've had this one for a while because it's such a big bottle, just fish oil. So we're just trying to finish this. I'll end up getting a prenatal one eventually when I am almost done with this. But yeah. Definitely fish oil. I had another bottle of this Renew Life probiotic. So still trying to finish that one up. And like I said, I'll probably move on to a prenatal probiotic in particular. This one is 15 billion. I think I might move up to 20 billion just to really get a good gut bacteria for the baby. B6 is recommended in the Mama Natural book for nausea and immune system support. So I started taking this one, and I don't know if it was helping. Maybe it was. I really couldn't tell much, but I still have it just in case, because you possibly get some nausea symptoms in your third trimester. So we'll see how that goes. The last regular vitamin that I've been taking was something that I was low in after I took my blood tests, which was vitamin D, which, to be fair, a lot of people are low in vitamin D because nobody gets outside these days and it's the winter. So I have 5,000 IU in one pill of vitamin D, and it's by Garden of Life. Garden of Life is one of my favorite brands, so there is that. So I try to take one of those a day, and it has some incredible ingredients. A lot of vegetables. Just, I can't say enough about this brand. And then I have this random baggie of magnesium. You don't need to see that, but I've been taking magnesium at night to just relax my muscles and to help me fall asleep. I know that there's sprays and topical magnesium you can put in the bathtub, but I just have these pills that I'm just trying to use up. So I will do that. Some Other things that I've done for self-care is take a lot of baths and do a lot of like lotion-y types of things after the bath. So I have been using like some Epsom salts and some bubbles. And then also when I get out of the bath, I use a mixture of some natural lotion that I have with some rosehip oil. I just melt that together and rub it all over my body. I haven't started to see any stretch marks yet. Maybe a little bit on my bum, but not much at all. The one thing that I am concerned with though is my scars from my gallbladder surgery. They had to poke me a couple of times in my belly. So I ended up getting a vitamin E roller for those scars because I just don't know what's going to happen when my belly starts getting bigger. They're going to start to stretch or stay or whatever. So I went ahead and got that for my belly. But yeah, taking a bath, whew, girl, that has been so nice. I have never wanted to take a bath more in my life when I have became pregnant. We also have talked about our birthing plan, and we have decided that we are going to give birth in a birthing center as opposed to a hospital. I'm gonna make a whole video as to the reasons why we are doing this, but definitely to do with our values and what we believe in. And it just was the right choice for me and my husband. We did a lot of research. We talked about it a lot. And so we're very, very excited. It's going to be a water birth, which people say it's a very magical experience. So I'm very excited. I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about that and why we chose that. So the due date is just a couple more things. The due date is going to be July 24th. And recently I got a book called Baby Astrology. I'll show you. It's so cute. It's called The Astrological Guide to Your Little Star. And I got this because the baby's going to be due on the brink of Cancer or Leo. And it's just so fun. They go into like, you know, what sort of challenges you may come up with your baby, what would be their favorite things like to read, movies, their baby style, how to calm a Cancer, their learning style, and then whatever sign you are. Like I'm a Pisces, so how a Pisces can parent a Cancer or a Leo. So the only other thing that I have for you, sorry my camera keeps stopping, I'm still kind of a newbie at these YouTube videos, but I hope you like it. The only other thing that I wanted to show you is my bump. So I have a little baby bump right now, and I will show you. This sweater is kind of covering it up, but not too much right now. Not too much at all. So like sitting very low right here. So not too bad at all with my high-waisted Lululemons on. So just gonna keep getting bigger. But anyway, that is my 14-week baby bump. And all of the things that I talked about a lot of stuff, but all of those resources will be linked below in the description box. And I hope you loved this video. If you have any suggestions or questions for me, please leave a comment and I will get back to you as soon as I can. But I hope you guys got a lot of knowledge out of this video and you found it useful. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time in my next video. Bye!